What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we have a fun video, very crazy one by the way, but today we're talking about the idea of Joel Embiid to the Houston Rockets. Now, when you think about the Houston Rockets, they definitely are a team that have assets, but something I actually did not know is that Ime Udoka and Joel Embiid are actually pretty close friends. And a Rockets beat reporter suggested the idea that the Rockets could make a good offer to the 76ers if Joel Embiid were to ever become available, which is true technically. So today we're going to jump into 2K today, and as funky as this is going to be, we're going to be doing a Joel Embiid Houston Rockets rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We're on the road to 40,000 subs right now, so your subscription to help us reach that goal would be awesome. Other than that, let's talk about the idea of Joel Embiid to the Houston Rockets. So one thing we do know about the Rockets is they had a lot of cap space this offseason, and they used it on Dillon Brooks, Jock Landale, Jeff Green, Fred VanVleet. They used a lot of cap space on some veterans to add to the young core that they already have, which is a very good young core, might I add to that. But here's a trade that we did. Now, there's no easy way to make this trade. The Rockets have to do it at the trade deadline because all of the signings they made in free agency, they're going to have to use some of that, some of those signings in order to kind of fill out a trade. This trade is very funky, and it's very crazy, and I am in no way saying is this going to actually happen. I actually don't think it will. I think this is just a fun video, so bear with me. The trade is absolutely insane. So let's take a look at it. So here's what it is. I had to do it in two separate trades because, yeah, it's just that crazy. So basically, there's a lot of salary filler in this trade, but basically the main thing that the 76ers are netting out of Joel Embiid is Amen Thompson, Kevin Porter Jr., Şengün, and 4 firsts. And you could argue maybe more firsts. You could argue that maybe Tari Eason or Cameron Whitmore need to be in this trade. And then the 76ers have to send back a few guys as well, because Furkan Korkmaz is somebody who's requested trade. Beverly, if he was there, if the 76ers did go this route, this would mainly be a rebuild, so they could probably throw Beverly in the trade and not really care. Mo Bamba, I mean, technically you could keep him for rebuild, but he hasn't really been able to stick anywhere. And yeah, there's just some other salary fillers. So basically, it's an insane trade. You could argue that instead I could have thrown Fred VanVleet in this trade, but I kind of wanted to mix the veterans together with some of the veterans the Rockets went out and got with, obviously Fred VanVleet and Dillon Brooks. I wanted to add Joel Embiid to those two while keeping some of the young guys that they care about, like Jalen Green and Jabari Smith Jr., and then obviously Cameron Whitmore, Tari Eason. Again, you could argue that one of them should have been in the trade, and I might agree with you on that. It was just kind of hard to make it happen. But yeah, this is what we look like now. So as I said, you really could only do this at the trade deadline, so that's why we're here. We're 34-20 on the season, surprisingly, so far. So Ime Udoka has his guy in Joel Embiid. So if you take a look at the rotation for the rest of the season, this is what we're looking at. Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, Jabari Smith Jr., Joel Embiid with Cameron Whitmore, Tari Eason, Beverly, and Mo Bamba off the bench. It's not a bad bench whatsoever to what our starting five is currently looking like. So Fred VanVleet mixed with Joel Embiid. This should be interesting. I think this team, I don't know what to expect. The Rockets are kind of a weird way they're operating their team right now. There were some rumors about them maybe going out and getting James Harden. I think when Ime Udoka came in, that was shut down. And then they went out and got like Fred VanVleet, Brooks, and it's interesting. We're going to go ahead and see how the rest of the season goes. As I said, this is going to be a very funky rebuild, but a fun one nonetheless. At the end of year number 1, Anthony Edwards wins MVP for the Timberwolves, representing that number 5. Victor Wembanyama, Rookie of the Year for the Spurs. Chris Paul, 6th man AD Defensive Player. Christian Brown, Most Improved. And Chris Finch is your Coach of the Year for the Timberwolves. And Jacob Park is your Executive. So Joel Embiid representing the Houston Rockets makes All-NBA First Team. Here's your All-NBA Second, All-NBA Third, Offensive First Team, and All Defensive Second Team. So we actually made the playoffs. We are the 3rd seed in the West. I don't know why I was going to the East for a second, but yeah, we're the 3rd seed in the West. As soon as the 76ers are still the 2nd seed, but we're the 3rd seed in the West, as I said. So let's take a look at the stats. Now, Joel Embiid got hurt twice down the stretch of the season, so I sat him for like the last 5 games, so we're ready to put him back in the lineup. But 28 points. Obviously, we're looking for a bigger jump from Jalen Green next year. Fred VanVleet was 16, 15 from Jabari, and 11 from Cameron Whitmore. So let's take a look at what this is going to look like. So Dillon Brooks is still going to play through his injury, but yeah, this is what we're going to roll with. We're going to run a 9-man rotation as well, and I'm going to utilize the bench utilization. We're going to bring that down. So yeah, Joel Embiid has gotten hurt a couple times, so I'm a little nervous about him getting hurt again in the playoffs, but I mean, we have to play him. So Memphis Grizzlies in round 1. Of course, they have John Morant, Jaren Jackson, Marcus Smart, Bane. So a very good team in Memphis. It looks like, oh no, Steven Adams is there. Never mind. So I just didn't see him for a second, but somebody occur around against Memphis, and they are going to jump up 3-1 on us, and it's not looking good, as maybe we come back from 3-1, and Dillon Brooks is fully healed, and we are going to force a Game 7. So there's a chance Cameron Whitmore gets hurt. That sucks, but it is what it is. So Game 7 in H-Town. Can we come out here and get to the second round already with Joel Embiid on the roster? That would be amazing, and it's a pretty close game. It's looking good for us, but they might come back at the very end. And they do just that, but we do beat them in overtime. So Joel Embiid with 37 played the whole series, and he gets us to the second round. Now, can Joel Embiid for the first time in his career get out of round 2? He was never able to do it in Philadelphia. You run into the Timberwolves, and Edwards in this file, which is Joe DeKelmer's, by the way, the one I've been using, the 2K share scenario, is pretty amazing. He's damn good in the simulation. He didn't shoot very well from in the last series, but I don't think that's really going to change anything. So summoning current round against them, and we are going to be up 3-2 on Minnesota. We're going to be able to beat them in 6. Now we're going to another game 7. All right, so this is a game 7 to get Joel Embiid out of round 2. Close game, but it looks like the Timberwolves might have it unless we come back at the very end, and it's not looking good. So yeah, looks like we're headed to the offseason. We almost just so close almost get around 2. But Celtics and Clippers, and the Clippers are going to go on to beat the Celtics in 5. So I believe our pick was like top 4 protected this offseason, and we're not going to get it. It is going to go to the Oklahoma City Thunder. So no draft picks for us, which is fine. I mean, with Joel Embiid, we're kind of pivoting towards more of a go win now route anyway. So no draft picks for us. We're not even going to worry about that too much. We're literally just going to go ahead and fill out this coaching staff, and then we're going to be ready to do whatever we can to add more bench depth to this team, more talent, whatever we need to do to make this team a contender going into next year. Because obviously, Joel Embiid, he's already 31, 32. There's no need to waste any time. We need to go for it immediately. So we're going to have the coaching staff completely filled out. Let's go straight past the draft since we don't even have a pick, and let's go straight to player options and see what our options will be. So we have Jalen Green, we're accepting. Jabari, we're accepting. Tari Eason, we're going to accept. And Traquavion Smith, we're going to accept as well. Qualifying offers, you're going to have Darius Days, Nate Hinton. Not too worried about either of those guys. But free agency, do we have any main free agents? We have freaking Korkmaz. I'm not going to lose sleep over him. Imagine we brought Harden back to Houston as well with James, or with B. That would be pretty funny. But Fred VanVleet is the point guard right now. He is making $41 million. Now, do we want to stick with Fred VanVleet for the future? We shall see about that. Jalen Green, I'm keeping around. Brooks and Cameron Whitmore, I like it. Tari Eason, Jabari, and then Joel Embiid. So we definitely need to sign a backup 5 that we can rely on, because Embiid, you know, he's going to go down with injury. It's just inevitable. So we need to get a center that we can maybe feel confident about playing this year a little bit. So immediately I see like Zach Collins. I also know Drummond can be really good in the simulation, but I am nervous about him going down in overall. And there's Tillman as well. So I think I am going to go for Andre Drummond, who's going to be just a little cheap. So we're going to go for Andre Drummond, be our backup 5 to backup Embiid. He's done it before, I believe. So sign Andre Drummond, and then we still have money to sign someone else as well. So what else should we be going for? So we have 2 backup forwards. So we should probably be looking for a backup guard mainly. So Dinwiddie, a Monte Morris, a Mike Conley, a Caruso. Any of those guys would be awesome. DeAnthony Melton off the bench. So yeah, I think DeAnthony Melton's going to be my favorite target here. Just played with Embiid in Philly, so we can bring him back to reunite with Embiid. And then we still have Beverly we can bring back as another depth piece. We'll sign him back again. Former Houston Rocket back in the day when James Harden was here still as well. And then we can bring like Covington in, or we can bring like a Noel in as well. So I'm going to go Noel, bring him in. And then I kind of want to explore the idea of trading Fred VanVleet. Now, I don't know how possible it's going to be. But he is on the last year of his deal. He does have a team option next year, technically, that we could accept. We definitely traded like all of our assets away for Joel Embiid. But if I did throw like Fred VanVleet, so yeah, we have like no picks to offer. So if I threw Fred VanVleet and I don't know, what if we threw like Tari Eason in the trade with Fred VanVleet? Does that give me anything too crazy, or are we just going to stick with Fred VanVleet? So could get Bradley Beal, which could be interesting, but I don't really know if that's, I mean, I guess if Bradley Beal as an experiment failed in, Phoenix, we could go this route, but I'm going to wait. I'm just going to see how things go. Maybe at the trade deadline we think about it, but I don't think I can convince myself to do it right now. So I think we have a full rotation we're ready with. I'm going to sign one more guard, and one guy I always love getting is Craig Randall. He's always really good, so we're going to sign him. So let's go straight to player progression, and let's see what Jalen Green and Jabari jump up to. So Jalen Green's up to an 85. We need it. Jabari's up to an 83. Whitmore, Brooks, all these guys developing. Drummond's down, which kind of sucks, so our backup 5 situation isn't the best. But Drummond, once upon a time in 2K, used to be an absolute stud, man. When he was still on the Pistons, one of those guys you wanted to trade for. He was always so easy to get, and he was just a stud. But at least in the simulation. We are going to just go into next season with little to no expectations. I will potentially stop the deadline to make that big trade with Fred VanVleet, but hey, if things are just going well and we're clicking on all cylinders and there's no need to force anything, then maybe we don't do that. We're gonna go 9-man rotation: Fred VanVleet, Green, Brooks, Jabari, Embiid, Cameron Whitmore, DeAnthony Melton, Tari Eason, and Craig Randall. And Drummond will get minutes if Joel Embiid gets hurt or whatever. So let's go ahead, simulate to the end of the season. If I stop the trade deadline, and we'll show you, but hopefully I don't feel the need to. I did not expect the Portland Trailblazers to accept that right away. Wow. Well, that was kind of a highway finesse in a way, but at the same time, if the Blazers held on to Damian Lillard that long, then his trade value would only diminish from there. He's 34 years old at this point, and yeah, I just traded for Damian Lillard to pair him with Joel Embiid. This is by far the funkiest rebuild I've done, but it's not out of the realm of possibility either. The Blazers, as we know right now, even I'm a fan of the team. They're hanging on to Damian Lillard and hoping some other trade pops up, and I don't see it happening. Miami's going to have the best offer. It is what it is. It's what Joel Cronin put us in. That's another conversation for another day. But if you didn't see what we did, because it was really quick, yeah, Damian Lillard for Fred VanVleet, Tari Eason, and a 2029 first. Yeah, that seems pretty cheap, I will say. I'm not gonna lie, but I didn't expect them to accept it immediately, and they did. So we got Damian Lillard on the Rockets with Joel Embiid. So I wanted that to happen in Portland, you know, before the whole Scoot Henderson pick, obviously. But hey, here we are. We got Damian Lillard on the Rockets, and we're going for it this year, basically. So yeah, pretty interesting. We still have Cameron Whitmore, even though we traded Tari Eason, so we still have one young forward. But I did not expect the Blazers to accept that like immediately, and they did. But hey, we're 40-15 on the season. There was no need to make the trade. Maybe a little unrealistic, but you know what? This whole video is funky anyway, so let's just keep simulating. So at the end of the season, Ja Morant wins MVP, Buzelis Rookie of the Year on the Charlotte Hornets, Fultz Six-Man 80 Defensive Player, Jaden Ivey Most Improved, and Ime Udoka Coach of the Year for the Rockets at 59 and 23. And then you had Jacob Park as your executive. So Ja Morant, Trae Young, Giannis, Vic, and Jokic. Joel Embiid gets hurt, sprained toe. I didn't even see that he got hurt. Damn. Melo Ball also out for the season, which sucks, but at least Embiid will be back soon. OG and then Chet are also hurt at the moment. So yeah, having Embiid hurt really sucks, but we have Drummond, right? So Andre Drummond will, you know, keep us alive. Whatever. So is Jalen Green hurt too? He is. Oh my goodness. Did I turn off? Did I not know injuries were? I must have accidentally turned. Yeah. Okay. We're not winning championship this year. So I would have been. No, he wasn't hurt. He was not hurt. But before I traded for Dame, that would have made no sense if I did. I would have saw that, right? I definitely saw that. But we'll see if Dame can keep us afloat. I mean, technically speaking, if we get Joel Embiid back, that'll be huge. It sucks we don't have Jalen Green as well, but, you know, here goes nothing. So, yeah, trade for Dame seems all but not great now that obviously we have that problem. But let's go ahead and simulate current round against Denver and hope for the best, as we are going to beat them in 4. So is Embiid back yet? So we took care of them. Embiid is back, so that's great. Would love if you were back to Jalen Green, but it is what it is. So Joel Embiid, Damian Lillard as a duo, both getting 42 minutes. We beat the Grizzlies last year, so hopefully they can do something similar again this year, as we are going to sweep them as well. So far, so good, but now we play the Timberwolves. So obviously Minnesota, we pushed them to 7. Jalen Green still out, unfortunate. But here we go, game 1. We are going to go up 1-0, 114-103. So getting Dame definitely changed the tide. And I forgot we have Jabari Smith, who's averaging 23 in the playoffs right now. So, you know, so far, so good. We have not lost a game yet, and until now, I was about to say. We haven't. Okay, Timberwolves are evening it up. Hopefully no one got hurt, right? D'Anthony Melton got hurt. So who is starting at the 2 guard for us right now? Is it no, Melton's still playing third. Okay, so game 5, we're going to need to win it. Let's see if we can win game 5. So Dylan Brooks is also injured, which is our best perimeter defender, most likely. So let's see if we can come out here and win game 5 with the injuries we have built up right now. We almost took the lead, but we didn't get it. We didn't firmly grasp it. So all right, here we go. Game 6 to take us back to Houston. Is Minnesota going to be the problem today? That is going to be what causes us not to win a championship, unless if we win this one, which we do. Okay, so we're not done yet. All right, is D'Anthony Melton more healthy? And then, man, it would be such an amazing, just absolutely amazing day if Green just somehow came back. But game 7 in Houston. Minnesota's pushing us to the edge. Can we come out here and win this one? We took the lead. They had it for the longest time, and it's looking good unless we let it go, which we didn't. Let's go. We got Dame and Joel Embiid into the NBA Finals without Jalen Green, so that is amazing. All right. Jabari Smith Jr. is the huge reason for that, averaging 19 in the playoffs. Whitmore is averaging 14, so all-around collective effort. Jalen Green was averaging 19 points per game this year, so definitely missing that. But now we get the Cleveland Cavaliers, so let's see if we can take them down. Game 1, up 1-0. They have Garland, Mitchell, Okoro, Dean Wade, so they no longer have Evan Mobley's hurt. Wow. That's huge, although he might be just day-to-day because he's only 1 to 2, or he's only down to an 88. Unless, let's see, he is day-to-day. Yeah, so he should be back probably in this next game. And did he play this game? He sure did not. Oh, he did. He played 16 minutes. All right. Game 3, 2-1, 146-122. Joel Embiid still playing Dame, and then Randall with 16. Definitely need that. Dame with 23 and 17. 3-1. Yep. And we are going to win a championship with Dame and Joel Embiid. So just like that, Joel Embiid gets a championship. And by the way, we got out of the second round with Embiid, got all the way to the finals. I want to run it back, and hopefully this year we'll have Jalen Green healthy. That's kind of the game plan. So yeah, this was just a fun little rebuild today. Nothing too crazy about it. I did not expect to go into this video trading for Dame, but hey, we did it, and we won a championship with Joel Embiid and Dame. Kind of funky, but I like it. So we're going to go ahead and just probably go through the motions of this offseason. We're not going to be doing anything too crazy. We already made our big trade at the deadline using Fred VanVleet's contract. So let's go straight to player options, and let's see what we got. So Jabari, Cameron Whitmore, we don't have to resign either of them yet. Jalen Green, though, on the other hand, we have to resign Craig Randall. I want to bring back, and Smith, I wouldn't mind bringing back either. Then free agency, Tatum's a free agent. Jalen Green, of course, is a no-brainer, must resign. And then let's see what else. So Dame got another year left in his contract, I believe, after this. A player option that he's probably going to accept. $63 million is no joke, especially at at his age. So I think we just need to, sign depth, and we'll be good. So right now, our backup point guard is no one. So we're going to sign, well, we have Melton, but he's at the 2 right now. So I'm going to sign Isaiah Joe. Always love me some Isaiah Joe who can shoot like crazy. So Isaiah Joe as a depth piece sounds good to me. And then we're going to sign Nikola Mirotic. You can bring him over. Jayshawn Tate, former Rocket. We can bring him back to the team. What else we got? We got Kenrich Williams. Wouldn't mind him either on a minimum. So we'll go with Kenrich Williams. Just signing depth at this point. And Jalen Green has yet to get an offer. So let's go ahead and give him his offer because we're going to back. So Jalen Green, bringing him back. And then I think that might be all she wrote. We'll sign Nerlens well back again. Bring him back to the team. And that might be it. So, and I'll also sign Mr. Richards. Actually, no, we're not. So we'll just go with that. I'm going to move Melton to point guard as well. He stays the same. Did not mean to click everybody, but DeAnthony Melton, point guard. Then Dame, DeAnthony Melton. It'll be Jalen Green, Isaiah Joe, Whitmore, Brooks, Jayshawn Tate, Jabari, Kenrich Williams. And then, yeah, so I'm going to sign a point guard real quick. Devontae Graham, I'll sign for a minimum, and we'll call it a day. So I'm going to run it back for one more year and see if we can win another championship. Hopefully this time with the, and we also got Craig Randall back. Hopefully this time, Dame's down to an 87, but hopefully this time with Jalen Green fully healthy is kind of what I'm trying to say. So I'll see you guys at the end of year 3. We already won a championship in this video, so another one would be just a bonus. So rotation going into this season is going to be Dame, Jalen Green. Cameron Whitmore is going to get the starting nod this year with Jabari up to an 84. Joel Embiid is starting as, or I don't know why I said he's starting. Of course he's starting. David Melton, Dylan Brooks, Isaiah Joe, and then Craig Randall. And then you have a lot of depth here if needed. So proficiency, we are a 4.5 pace and space under Ime Udoka. We just won a championship last year, so obviously we're hoping to go out here and win another one. Let's see how the regular season goes. Hopefully no injuries. At the end of this season, Joel Embiid wins MVP, averaging 25 and 13, and we were so damn close to cracking the 70 win nod, but unfortunately 69 and 13. So Joel Embiid is hurt, of course. He's out 1 to 2 weeks, pinch nerve in the back. So that sucks. No Dame on an All-NBA team at this point in his career. But we are the first seed in the West, and obviously the only thing we can do is hope to stay afloat while Joel Embiid is resting. And this time, Jalen Green is healthy. Drummond is hurt on the other hand. So, but yeah, Jalen Green is healthy this time around, which is great. So hopefully we can go forward with him. But Phoenix, we got Dame, Jalen Green, Whitmore, Jabari, and then as well as our starting 5. And then, of course, when, we have Embiid back, we get to play Kevin Durant, Aiden, Booker, Beal in round 1. So somebody current round against Phoenix, and we are going to just demolish them. Just absolutely obliterate them, and Embiid is back. Did he play in any of those games, by the way? And let's see, game 4. He did. That was probably a huge reason why we were able to beat them so badly. So, did he play game 1? No. Game 2, he did not. Game 3, he came back in game 3. So, yeah, we won the first 2 games, and game 3, game 4, obviously, was pretty much all she wrote. So, now I'm going to play Denver. So, obviously, Jokic versus Embiid is always entertaining. They have a 74 overall starting shooting guard in Peyton Watson. Do they have any injuries? No. I think we beat them. Somebody current round. They won game 1, and they pushed us to 7, but we beat them. Wow, that was pretty close. But we actually got Jabari hurt. Wow, so Jabari Smith Jr. is probably out. Is he 1 to 2 weeks, or he's out for the season? All right, W. So now we get Minnesota, who's given us issues in this video. We've ran into them for the 3rd time in a row. They win game 1. We even it up. Game 3, 2-1. Game 4, 3-1. And of course, we're going to probably fall. Oh, Jalen Green got hurt. Okay, so that's our luck. All right. Well, hey, Dame and Joel Embiid can still get it done. We still got the vets. We don't need the young bulls, right? Can we go ahead and do this without our 2 young guns? Let's see. Not looking good for us. And unless we come back at the very end. And no, I think it's safe to say we lost. But regardless, this was still a fun little funky rebuild anyway. 112 to 94. We're going to fall up short to the Timberwolves. They're just so overpowered in this file, which is fine because I do like Anthony Edwards. It's better than the Hawks being OP because that just never made any sense. Like Minnesota, I can kind of see because Edwards has that dog in him. But yeah, Celtics versus Timberwolves. See who wins the championship. You're going to have the Celtics go on to championship. So I'm going to sign off, man. My throat is actually burning. I just recorded a Matt Aiden video before this. I got to start figuring out how to record these two videos separately because I'm trying to grind on both channels, but man, it is a draining thing to do. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how streamers stream for 8 hours a day. I could never do it. So thank you guys for watching. As always, not trying to complain at the very end. It was just, you know, my throat is actually killing me. But thank you guys for watching. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.